can solve. Okay. I'm giving you 5 minutes for this. I think you will be able to solve this. Is it clear for you? Can you read it?
Now write the answer in the copy now.
Yes, yes, that's what I told you. Just try to solve this. Is it done? You are still writing? Is it completed, class? Not yet? Say something so that I can understand if you are writing or not. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So you are still writing?
Yes, ma'am. Something is left.
Okay, okay. Have you finished?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Just let me know if it is done, okay? So am I clearly audible to all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So I
Ma'am,
think
completed.
it's completed. Done? Okay, good.
I'm done.
Fine. So if it is done, then let's see what you have written. I think you must have got the answers. If you have gone through your textbooks, it is nothing very much difficult I have asked you. Okay. So let's see what you have written first of all. I think abiotic components of ecosystem. You got the list?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I think it is in the beginning of the chapter only which is given. List out them.
Ma'am, rock, metal, wood, soil, sunlight. Ma'am,
Okay.
temperature and water also.
Yes. If you can't locate it, just see your textbook. I think in the first or second paragraph it is mentioned in the beginning only.
Ma'am, minerals also.
Yes,
Minerals.
minerals. So is it there? Can you see? Locate in the textbook?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So you got the list with the abio. They are. I think it is mentioned that they are all the physical factors which are classified as abiotic components. Right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. And can you give the two examples? It's very easy. Natural ecosystem.
Ma'am, grassland and desert. Forest.
Okay, the answer may vary. It may be the grassland, desert, it may be the pond, it may be the river, sea, anything you can answer. For artificial,
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
garden,
garden
aquarium.
and dam.
Aquarium.
okay,
Garden
okay,
and dam.
very good.
Ma'am, we cannot understand your words. Ma'am, it's king very.
I'm not getting what you are saying, dear. Okay, fine. The question number 3. The organism is obtaining sustenance from the environment. What does the statement explains?
Means the organisms which are present in our ecosystem, they obtain their nutrition from their surroundings.
Very good. Very good. Very nice and simple explanation. Anything else somebody has written?
Ma'am, still Mr. Origin gradually different dependent CO5 from environment and debris from body.
Okay, fine. I can't heard you properly, but fine. So, sustenance means they are obtaining, basically, it is for nutrition. Okay. So, list out the group of organism based on it. I think you must have written producers, consumers. Have you written this?
Yes, ma'am.
Decomposers. Fine. So this is how the organisms are classified on the basis of the sustenance in the environment. Okay. So can you define parasites and decomposers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's, I think
Parasites are the organisms parasites are the organisms which obtain their food from the host body
host
and then
body.
obtain the nutrition from the host body.
Very good. And decomposers?
Decomposers
Can
are
Ma'am, the
the
organisms who decompose or break down organic materials such as the remains of dead organisms and take energy from them is called decomposers.
Okay. Good. The boy who was saying something. Okay, fine. I think some of your I'm not getting your voice clearly right now. No problem. Girls, it is clear from your side. Boys, do check out for your connection, because I think from the boys' side, I'm not getting the voice properly. Okay. So, uh, first of all, parasites, you have written that obtain food from host. Okay, that is what the main thing you must have written. Just add to it one thing very important, that
Without killing.
yes, without killing them. That is very important. Okay, they don't kill their host to obtain the food. The host should survive, then only the parasites will survive. Okay, and decomposers, definitely the one you have written, you can write they can convert substances into the simpler one, and they obtain their energy from it. They are called decomposers. Okay, so many of the definitions will work out for this. And two important features of energy flow. First one is,
Energy
Ma'am,
flows in
energy flow in
unidirectional.
yes, very good. Yes,
unidirectional.
yes, yes. Speak out.
The
Speak
energy
out.
decreases from higher trophic level to lower trophic level.
Traffic level.
Okay. I think just go in your textbook. It is written that it, first of all, it is unidirectional. It doesn't come back to the autotrophs and all that. That part is written over there. Okay. The next one is true, that energy level decreases from one trophic level to the another trophic level. Fine. So can you answer if the subjective questions are being asked from this chapter? Can you answer them?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. Then it's a good thing. So let's see some of the part which was remaining for this one was, I think last time we have completed with the ozone depletion and all that, ozone layer. Okay. So next one, last one is that the garbage thing. So I think in your city now, I don't know it is happening or not, but that wet waste and dry waste has to be separated from your homes only. It is emphasized in many of the advertisements, and you must have seen the posters too, where the different colors of dustbins are um, shown, and in that they have written that wet waste, dry waste has to be kept. Is it? Have you ever seen it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in you think, I think in the posters it is there in each and every city. So in your city is also there that the people who are coming for the garbage collection, if you mix this, they will not collect this waste. This is happening in the everywhere. Okay, so if you mix this at your home, then they will not collect the waste from your side. Okay, so you have to keep them separated from your home only. Okay, and so wet waste, dry waste is the category. Then you have some of the recycling waste also. Okay, you can separate that part also. Then you have another type of category, like suppose batteries or electronic appliances, something like that. Okay, they have to be separated. E-waste, have you heard about them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there is lot of category in classifying the waste and how it is get separated. So I don't know you know this or not, that the batteries, if you have the batteries which are used up, if you return to the particular the organization where they are collecting, they will give you something in return. Either they will return new batteries to you, or they will give you something which is friendly to the environment as a gift, because you are working for the environment. This is the things it is done. And electronic appliances, basically in India it is not the practice that we don't throw out the things if they get if they are not working. But in foreign countries it is so that if the television set is not working, refrigerator is not working, they will just throw it in the waste only. Okay, so but in India we just think that we should sell it and earn some money. Okay, so
And
but
also, we can make many more new things from that waste.
yes, yes. So there is a lot of category for classifying this waste. Okay, and if you have a dump yard in your city, there if when the school starts, ask your school to take you there, and you will see there will be uh, many of the sections where the waste is being classified, and how it is recycled and how it is dumped. It is there in the every city. Okay, so there you can go and see it. Then sewage waste is there. So then there you have sewage treatment plant is there. So you can visit all these places and you can observe the differences with this. I think you must be aware that big posters are there in which it is mentioned that plastic takes thousands of years to get degraded, and many of the things never degrades at all. Have you seen that in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
university?
No to
Okay.
plastic. Use eco-friendly bags.
Yes, yes. So actually, basically, what we should promote that being, if you are studying biology, it's better to use cloth bags and paper bags. Paper bags are also not good for the environment, but still better than the plastics. Okay. So this is what the difference is there. Then the major classification for this,
Not means white
uh,
paper bag is not biodegradable completely.
Biodegradable and non-biodegradable.
yes, paper bags are not completely biodegradable because right now nowadays what happens that papers are also treated with so many of the chemicals. They are also made with different types of polymers. Okay, natural papers which are made from the trees are not available in the market. Means they are available, but nowadays you have different type of categories of papers too. I think you must have heard about the plastic papers. Means they have synthetic fibers in them. Okay, if you go to the stationery, a big stationery, there you can see there are a lot of categories of papers too. So some of the papers are not degraded easily. That's why it is must have told somebody must have told you that papers are not degraded completely. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so major category is biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Okay, so non biodegradable waste, I think you must have studied from your lower classes. No need to go in detail. And but non-biodegradable waste, what happens actually with this is that they are basically the inert substances or the inert compounds. Do you understand the word inert? In chemistry it is being used.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so inert one, they don't have ability to react. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am. Noble gases.
Yes, noble gases are there. So they don't do that sharing of electrons and all that. I don't know the chemistry much, but inert one is that they don't have the ability to develop the reaction, or they don't react easily. Okay, so non-biodegradable waste are classified the one as the inert waste, and for biodegradable, uh, basically microorganisms are responsible for this phenomenon. Only microorganisms which are classified as saprophytes. Okay, saprophytes, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Feed on dead and decaying matter.
okay, the one who obtain the nutrition from dead and decayed. So dead and decayed substances, they obtain their nutrition. In turn, what they do, they just digest these waste, and that waste is simplified. It is nothing but the digestion process. I think you have studied that digestion. What we do, we eat complex nutritions like carbohydrates. We eat proteins, we eat lipids. Okay, and these carbohydrates are converted into sugars when they are digested. If protein you take, they are converted into amino acids, and lipids are converted into simpler oils and
Ma'am, glycerol.
fats. Yes, glycerol. That's true. Okay, so they has to be simplified. That is what the digestion process do. So these saprophytes are doing, they are just having their food and they are digesting it. That's why that biodegradation can take place. Now, see this, these saprophytes have a very strong enzymes. Okay, so enzymes, I think you have studied this word. Do you know this?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
helps in carrying biological access.
Okay. Fine. So enzymes are nothing but they act as a catalyst. Okay, that means wherever they will be present, they will act as catalyst and they will be helping in the formation of the products. Okay, so they act as a catalyst, they enhance the reaction, they um, uh, quickens up the reaction. Okay, so the reaction is faster when the enzymes are present, they help it, they promote it, so they are a catalyst. But one thing about enzymes is that they are very specific in nature. Okay, so why they are classified as specific one? So let's see how do they work actually for in a, for this biodegradability. Yes, suppose you have a particular reaction to be done. Okay, now see this. If you have a substrate, I think you must be aware of this word, substrate. Okay, and substrate have
Ma'am,
this
what is
type of
substrate?
substrate. It's a complex one, complex compound which has to start the reaction to turn itself into product. Okay, suppose if I take X is a substrate and it has to be converted into product, that is Y. Now is it okay to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so substrate is the thing which we have to convert. Suppose substrate is a waste, a very complex waste that has to be simplified and biodegradation has to occur and it has to be converted into product. Then that one is called substrate and it is very complex in nature. And suppose it have this type of uh, its physical feature. Now it has to be converted into products and then it will be simplified. Okay, then only the product will form. But to digest this, it will take years, it may take months, it may take week, or it may take the whole century to get digested. But with the help of enzymes, if enzymes enters in this reaction, then what happens is that enzymes are very much specific. That is what we are understanding right now, that when they find that this is the substrate, then the organism, that is the micro one, that microorganism will release some specific set of enzyme. Okay, not each and every enzyme is useful for it. So this microorganism will release the enzyme and this enzyme will have a structure like this. Understood? So it's like counter attack it is doing. So this enzyme, what it will do, it will find its appropriate substrate and it will combine to this particular complex one like this.
Ma'am, the enzymes that are acting on it, it takes the shape after getting closer to the complex substance, or it is from the starting.
uh, Actually basically what happens that they have some of the pre-designed structures in them. Okay, So when they reach to the particular substrate, then that pre-designed mold will be molded accordingly to that substrate. The huge difference will not come. Okay, this particular enzyme will have some of the suppose it, there may be the possibility that when it is produced it may be like this. Okay, but if it reaches to the substrate, then it finds it needs one of the change in their in its mold, then it will change itself like this. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
No, very much huge difference will not come in their in its structure. Yes, they can mold themselves according to the substrate. So that is how it will occur. It will combine to it, and then it will give rise to the suppose new type of products, which is much simpler for the environment to digest. Is it clear to you? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, so there may be the possibility, because when we talk about waste, it is not only a single thing. It is not the one only one thing it has to be digested. Suppose you have lot many type of substances like this. Something is like this. Something is like this. Something is having different type of structures. Okay, so there may be the possibility it's a lot of complex mixture, and when microorganisms are introduced to that particular waste, then they release different set of enzymes for it, and for each and every substrate they have particular enzymes. The one which microorganisms, if they produce the enzymes for whatever complex substances are present over here, they only that much thing can be digested. Okay, that is saprophytes. Whatever they are, if they are able to release enzymes for this will get digested. If they are able to release enzyme for this, then this will get digested. Suppose if this is a plastic and organisms don't have enzymes for it, they are releasing enzymes but it does not have any function over it, then this particular thing will not get digested. Now you have understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is what is happening with the enzymes. That's why enzymes are very important, and very nice thing about the enzymes is that not the huge amount of enzymes are required. They are released in micro quantities, and that only that much is enough for digesting the huge waste which we are producing. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is what about the environment is. I think if you have any doubts from this chapter, you can ask me. Otherwise, we will proceed.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah, ask me.
Ma'am, why saprophytes and parasites are not included in the food chain?
Why saprophytes and
Ma'am, parasites are not included in the food chain.
okay, let me write it down. Am I getting you clear? Why parasites and saprophytes are not included in food chain. Is it right? This is
Yes,
what you have asking?
yes, ma'am.
Who told you they are not included?
No, ma'am. I just
They are included, beta. They are included. Even parasites are included. Even saprophytes are included. If they are living organisms, then they are definitely the part of food chain. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, now see, there right now, if you are studying that there is a food chain, there are different types of food chain too. Okay, suppose terrestrial food chain is different, aquatic food chain is different. For microorganisms, food chain is different. Okay, if you go the category wise for the organisms, the food chain differs. So for microorganism, food chain will differ. It will not be same as you are studying right now for the higher animals. Understood?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, even microorganisms kill other microorganisms. Do you know? They also have a tendency to hunt, to kill, or to uh, live as a parasite in another microorganism. That is also the thing is there. But you don't have to go in that much detail. Come to the class 11th and 12th. Then if you have the biology, then you will see it.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Anything else?
I have a simple question that why the energy level or the throat level are always unidirectional.
Why it is unidirectional? That is what you are asking?
Yes, ma'am, I understood, but something is left that I have not understood.
Why energy flow is unidirectional? Is it your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So first of all, do understand that we can't give birth to our mother. Am I right? Okay. You can't give birth to the one who gave birth to you. That is what is happening here. So first, why it is unidirectional is that once it is lost, okay, in chemistry, have you read this entropy?
No, ma'am.
No,
No,
ma'am.
fine, then
Ma'am,
don't worry.
unidirectional means?
Yes, unidirectional. That means if it goes from one level to another, it will never come back. This will not happen. Understood? The energy
Yes,
flow
ma'am.
is always unidirectional. It goes from one level to another, but it never come back. The reason is the one which is at the lowest portion of the energy flow, the one they are called producers. They are obtaining everything from natural environment. That means sun, water resources, everything is obtained from the our surrounding, and that is not when it is traveling from one level to another, it changes its form. The energy is changing its form. That means or it is being digested or it is being simplified, so it is not coming back to the original base, but it is coming, you can say that the topmost level will can return it by decomposing it. Okay, then only the producers will get the nutrition from it and all that. But the thing is, once it reaches to one level to another, it changes its form. That's why it is not coming back same as we think of it. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have one more question.
Yes, ask me.
Ma'am, is there something called that it is a limited amount of trophic levels in a food chain up to 4 to 5? Ma'am, why it is not um,
Why it
nothing?
is not much more bigger? The food chain is not much more bigger. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The reason is the nature has planned it or designed it in the manner it should keep it simpler, because more complex, more severity can happen. The thing is that all the organisms, they search for their food in the nearby localities only. Okay, and we have different types of layers, different types of categories on the earth. That means you must have regions, understood in social studies, that regions of earth have like temperate, tropical. Have you studied this?
Yes.
Temperate, tropical. Okay, then you have different categories in the environment also, that mountains are different, um, sea is different, grasslands are different, okay, valleys are different. So organisms, those who live in valleys, will never go for search of their food in sea or mountains. Okay, the one who lives on the mountain will never go to the sea for their food. So they are constricted to a particular area. That's why the trophic level will also be till third or fourth level. Okay, it will not be like you can't go to the whole extent of the earth for their food. That is how the nature has kept it simple. Understood?
Ma'am, and since the energy level decreases from one trophic level to another trophic level,
Yes.
and if the energy level will be if the energy level will be higher, then the last one will get very few amount of energy.
Yes,
That's why it is
low.
not.
That's why, yes, that's why the trophic levels are not very much uh, bigger. They are not up to the sixth, seventh, or eighth level, because energy is decreasing from one to another level as you are going higher. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else? Any other doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay, fine. So this much part we have done. Now, as you want me to start with the heredity and evolution, I will introduce that. Is it comfortable for IAS? Your two chapters are done. Can we do one chapter for the riverside?
Ma'am, in our school, reproduction is coming.
Yes, your school is having reproduction. Okay, so if it is the problem, then we will plan a class for it. Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am, we can do extra classes.
If we start reproduction, it will be better because heredity and evolution is removed. So reproduction will take much more time to complete.
Okay, for in IIS, heredity and evolution is not coming, right?
Ma'am, and in Derby, the syllabus is yet not decided.
Yet not decided. So what all of you want me to do? Shall I start with the reproduction, or shall I start with the heredity or
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
reproduction.
heredity.
Ma'am, heredity, it will come in half yearly.
Heredity. Now only heredity is
Reproduction
coming.
Okay, fine. So let's see. We will run this parallelly. We will plan an extra class for one of the chapter.
Yes, ma'am. We need extra
Yes,
class.
ma'am, we can do extra classes for this chapter.
Will it be okay for you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay.
heredity is very small chapter, ma'am. Ma'am, only 5 pages are there in NCERT book.
Ah, yes, it is very small, but the concept is very deep. That's why I need some time to make you understand. But let's see, just give me the day when you are comfortable for the class. Weekends will be okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, Saturday.
Ma'am,
Okay.
We can do from
Saturday
Saturday.
morning.
Morning, actually, I am engaged. Is it
Ma'am,
okay
then in
for?
afternoon.
Ma'am, Tuesday evening also we are free.
Yes, ma'am. Tuesday evening and
Ma'am,
Thursday
Tuesday.
evening.
Okay, so basically, let me write down this Tuesday, Thursday, evenings. Evenings, that means after 5 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And weekends,
Ma'am,
Ma'am, Saturday whole day is free except 8 o'clock.
evening 8 o'clock, you are busy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Everybody
ma'am.
of you?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. We have class
Okay,
till
fine.
We have my
So,
Ma'am, I am busy after 5 o'clock.
after 5 o'clock, okay. So,
Yes,
will
ma'am,
it
in the
be
evening.
okay? Fine. Will it be okay if we plan it on Saturday at around 2:30?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am,
Yes,
it will
ma'am.
be okay.
ma'am
Will
in
it be okay?
3:30.
2:30 is not good for you?
Ma'am, it is okay.
Ma'am, it's fine.
It is okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
It's
Okay.
okay. Okay. So let's see.
Which
I
chapter
will.
will study on Saturday?
Let's start right now. I am starting. If with the heredity, then we will be finishing it off on Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
you.
Then we will go for the reproduction in our regular class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Is it okay, girls?
What is the permanent timing?
See, the morning classes we are having on Wednesday, that is that will be on, right?
Ma'am, we have only one bio class. That's why our syllabus is not. That's why we are not able to complete our syllabus.
Yeah, I know, I do understand that. Um, uh, but the thing is, this is how we have to cope up with the this uh, thing right now.
Ma'am,
See,
another physics, chemistry, and maths, there are 2 to 3 classes.
Yes, ma'am. All the classes are of
okay,
maths.
okay, okay, no need to worry. I will manage it. See, today I am going starting with the heredity because Riverside has completed only one chapter for their test, right? Only one is done, na? You have two chapters, only one is done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's you have a heredity, and on Saturday I will be trying to complete it as much as possible, and next
Okay.
Wednesday we will be continuing with the reproduction part. Is it okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So let's begin with the I will give you the confirmation regarding this. Okay, I will message you on the group uh, for this time. Understood?
Ma'am, and tomorrow in the evening there will be class also.
No, we don't have this one.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, whatever that thing will be finalized, I will give you the confirmation on the message.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So let's begin with the, yes, anything to be asked? Heredity and evolution. Now, the thing is right now what we have to study regarding this is, first of all, as we know that heredity is a very fascinating word to understand, because it is being seen in each and every individual. And basically, whenever the newborn is there, the first question comes, uh, how he is looking, how the newborn baby looks like, or dad's or mother features are there. The first question comes or pops out from the family members, that is this one. So heredity is something which is very fascinating, which is very interesting to understand. So let's see, first of all, I think you are clear with the sexual reproduction base, but let me do this for you. A small diagrammatic representation for this. So when we talk about the sexual reproduction, I think you are aware that in you must have read the differences between asexual and sexual, that one individual is required in sexual, two individuals are required, or two parents are required. Uh, have you read that?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am, in
Okay, so
sexual.
okay,
Yes,
fine.
ma'am.
So you are aware with it. Okay, let's see. When we talk about sexual reproduction, the one thing that you have to understand is that we need one male and another female. Are you aware with these signs?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
No,
fine.
ma'am.
So this is for male. Shall I write it? And this is for female. Okay. Now see here that male and female, when you are observing, uh, male release a gamete that is called sperm.
Wrong.
Okay. While female releases,
Ovum or egg.
yes, ovum. Understood? So both of these sperm and ovum are collectively called
Gametes.
gametes. Okay, so sperm and ovum. If it is sperm, then male gamete. If it is ovum, then female gamete. Okay, so that is being released, and now see that both of them are single celled structure. Okay, single nucleus is there. Okay, that means it is uninucleated. Okay, they are single celled, they are uninucleated, only one nucleus is there. Now see what happens when sexual reproduction occurs and the fusion of gametes happen. That time the ova is having its nucleus with it, and the sperm is fusing it. Okay, so when the fusion occurs, do remember this part, that sperm never enters the egg. Sperm never enters the ovum. Okay, what is happening over here, that the sperm have some enzymes with it. It will digest the wall of ovum. Okay, and what it will do is it will release its nucleus in the ovum. Understood this part?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, the sperm never enters the egg or ovum. Okay, once this is done, then sperm don't have any role in that area. Then it will get degenerated, it will get disintegrated, and ovum is what it will do. Once it receives this nucleus from the sperm, it will suddenly close the wall, and the fusion of it will take place. So both the nucleus will get fused. Have you understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, to understand, so whatever is obtained over here right now, okay, so that is the fusion of male gamete and female gamete. Now, do understand this, what I am talking is this one. So let's see, I think you are, we will take this for humans. It is easy to understand because we can relate it. Okay, so now get this very clear in your mind that nucleus is having DNA. Do you know this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
fine.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
DNA is in the form of
Chromosomes.
chromosomes. That is clear to you? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so humans, wherever from the whole earth, you take any human XYZ, okay, they have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay, what they have is 23 pairs, or I can say 46 chromosomes. Can I say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So 23 pairs we are talking about. Why we take the term pair over here, that you will understand right now, that this sperm, as it is a gamete produced by male, it is single celled, uninucleated. This sperm is out of 23 pairs, it have only 23 chromosomes, not pairs. Listen to me very carefully. Okay, humans have, that means this parent will must be having 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay, in that male, 23 pairs of chromosomes are present. But when it is producing sperm, out of 23 pairs, only one set is given out, that is 23. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now, same thing happens with the female. Female are also having 23 pairs of chromosomes. Now, when that particular female releases ovum, that ovum really obtains or receives only 23 chromosomes. That is only one set of chromosome. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And
So,
this happens because each pair has two means each pair chromosome has two pairs. That's fine now.
yes. Okay. Pair means two. Pair means two. They are present in form of doubles. Why they are double, that you will understand right now. So whenever there's sperm and ovum fuses, okay, and it fuses to form a zygote. Okay, so zygote receives what? 23 chromosomes from father and 23 chromosomes from mother. That means this particular zygote is going to have 23 pairs.
Yes, ma'am.
Now is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So zygote is obtaining one set of chromosome from father and one set of chromosome from mother. Is it clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
understand this. because that is what the heredity is. Heredity is maybe a small chapter, but it will take time just for this to understand this concept that the zygote, which is going to be future embryo and which is going to be future infant and future baby, then baby goes to the adult. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you take any individual on the earth, each and every individual is having 23 pairs of chromosome, humans, and you from any XYZ individual, you take any of the cell from the body. If you take the cell from the skin, if you take the cell from hairs, eyes, nose, wherever you want, okay, in each and every cell what is there is 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosomes are present.
Ma'am, I
That,
have a question.
yeah,
Ma'am, then what happens in the case of twins?
in the case of
Twins.
twins is something which is not related to this. It is something related to this that we will understand when we will learn the part of reproduction. Is it clear to you?
I have the question that is there 23 pairs in both?
Yes, if you want to want human to be formed, okay, then 23 pairs is a universal truth. Then only the if it becomes 24 pairs, then also human will not be formed. If it is 22 pairs, then also human will not form. That normal human is
Yes,
not
ma'am.
possible. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is the fact, that is the truth, like that sun rises in the east. Okay, so to be a human, it has to be 23 pairs compulsory wherever it is on. If it is any of the continent, any of the country you take, the human which once it is decided to form, the nature has decided to form a human, then 23 pairs of chromosomes are compulsory, whether it is twins, triplets, quadruplets, anything. If you have n number of children, each and every child will have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how the twins are formed, that we will see in reproduction. So nothing to worry about it. Just think like this right now for an individual you are studying. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So this is what is happening for humans. Now, do understand, in every organism where sexual reproduction occurs, even in plants, okay, you must have studied the reproduction in plants. There also fusion of gametes is there. Plants also produce their gametes. They have for male they have microspores, and female they have I think andrecium, gynecium, that plant parts of flower you have studied in the lower classes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you
And
have in that also male and female reproductive organs are there. And if male and female reproductive organs are there, they are definitely going to produce gametes. And if gametes are produced, sexual reproduction is going to be there. And in plants also, they have this sort of chromosomal sets. In plants it may be different, you don't have that. For 23 is true for humans only. If it is plants, they have different types of numbers. For each and every plant it is different. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
yes, ma'am.
so that is what, wherever the sexual reproduction occurs, their gametes are produced, and gametes are responsible for the heredity factor you are studying right now. So see this, 23 chromosomes are obtained from father and 23 chromosomes are obtained from mother. That is why you look like your dad and mom. Either you have habits like them, if you kids are having same posture like their parents, either like father or mother, they have each and every character which is very much related to their parents. You can relate. Okay. Even some kids just look like their father, same. Some looks like their mother. Okay. Even you can see that siblings, those who are siblings, they are also very much closely resembling to each other. Okay. If you have 3, 4 brother and sisters at home, you can match your facial features with each other. Some have the same eyes, some have same nose, even ears, legs, everything you can match. Okay. Even your color of your skin, your height, your immunity, everything is responsible with this only. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is what the heredity is. You are obtaining it from your parents. Your parents obtained it from your grandparents. Okay. So it is sometimes it is said that you look you are same as your grandfather, because your grandfather has also released 23 pairs, then only your father came. Okay, so your father came with the 23 chromosomes from your grandparents, 23 pairs, that's, and you are getting these 23 chromosomes from your father. That's why you are resembling to your grandparents too. Is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, see here that if we talk
Then
about
why DNA does not match with grandparents?
it is not like matching. Now, see, DNA for one family is almost similar. Okay, it is not, we will say, exactly same, but we can say it is very much nearby to each other. That means there is a scale for DNA. Okay, and suppose if your family is having DNA somewhere at this scale, we don't have to go in very much detail of this, just to understand that if your grandparent is having a DNA somewhat similar to this level, then your father is having somewhere here, and you will be having somewhere. There may be the possibility it may be here. Your another brother or sister is
Ma'am, how
somewhere
much
here.
percent of DNA is transferred from parents to offspring?
Repeat, please.
Ma'am,
How
how much
much?
percent of DNA is transferred from parents to the offspring?
Okay, it's not about percentage, beta. Okay, DNA is transferred in the form of chromosomes. So out of 46, out of 23 pairs, 23 chromosomes are given from one parent. That means 50% you receive from your dad and 50% you receive from your mother. Now it is clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because 23 pairs is, suppose it is 100%, then out of 23 pairs, one pair you are receiving from your dad and one is receiving, you are receiving from your mother. That's what 50% you are having. Now is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I will say till here, just do understand this. Okay, then we will proceed with this. I will just let you know the timing and all that for the extra class for the Saturdays. Then we will be continuing with this chapter. Is it okay for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Okay, ma'am.
So I will give you the message on the group. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Have a good day, dear.
Same to you,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Goodbye, beta.